And we are recording. Maybe I sound... No, I don't sound quiet. Hello.
Hello.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Sunday, I guess, is kind of your Saturday.
Yeah, I've kind of got 2 Saturdays.
I know. I'm jealous of that because Saturday is my favorite day of the week.
Do I sound loud?
We both sound a little loud, perhaps.
Birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, whatever the occasion, it just got a little more personal with meaningful photo gifts from Shutterfly. Add a silly photo to a gold-rimmed mug for your bestie. Put your sweet puppy on a cozy fleece blanket for your teen. Gift your husband a desktop plaque featuring all the kids. Enjoy 40% off orders over $29 with code POD40 at Shutterfly.com and make something that means something.
Auto insurance can all seem the same until it comes time to use it. So don't get stuck paying more for less coverage. Switch to USAA Auto Insurance and you could start saving money in no time. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply. USAA.
Yeah, I think that's probably better. Because when it's louder, you also catch a lot of the background noise. Because I just realized turning it down now, I don't hear the fans as much in the air. Hello, listeners. We are back with the
core team.
Thank you. It was going to take me a long time to get that out. I didn't know where I was going. Core team. That's right. Core team is back together recording, I guess, what will be the bonus for tomorrow and then the Tuesday episode. How's your week? Or how was your week?
Good. My short-term memory. Yeah, good. Regular. I think. Regular.
That's good. Uneventful, I think, is generally
uneventful. Lots
positive.
of rain yesterday. Lots of rain.
We
got I think 1.18
inches.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's a lot. That's
that
actually a lot.
confuses me because when we were yesterday, Mark and I drove up to Tempe to Phoenix to see an old coworker of mine, Brandon, who was in town for his daughter's volleyball, and Jenna was very nice enough to stay here with Indiana and Henry and Kat. And we have not had rain yet. I think I actually posted on Instagram the other day, like, oh, it might rain. I think that I see rain clouds. And then it didn't. But yesterday it rained a lot.
Yeah. But why does that shock you that it was 1.25 inch?
Because we were driving to the freeway and nobody's driving on the right-hand side, like closest to the curb, because it's just flood. It's pools of water. And like we're driving through it. And I mean, it's 6 inches of water.
Right. But that's because we have a lack of drainage.
Yeah, I guess as I'm saying that, I'm like,
total lack of drainage. It's not dumb.
It's pooling water.
It's pooling water.
Yeah.
Like my backyard, even though I have wood chips all over it, it's puddle.
Oh, it did.
You'd think it does for a period of time, suck it in.
It sinks in.
But yeah, pools.
Was it here at my backyard?
No. Well, yours was fine when I got here. I don't know. But my backyard, was pooling in certain spots where it can pool, even if there's the slightest kind of
downcline.
Yep.
Huh.
Downcline. Yeah, downcline.
Is that right? I don't think that's a word.
Well, it makes sense. Yeah. So that's the difference. Well, actually, in the span of 2.5, 3 hours, 1.25 inches, that's a lot.
A lot of rain. Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the Rito? Was it running? I bet it was. It must have been, right?
I didn't.
I didn't either. No comment on that. But
definitely running. Yeah.
It was a lot of rain. I don't think I actually took any pictures or videos of it, which is a shame because I always like to post that because most of the time, most of the things I post, it's like scalding hot and 1,000 degrees and me and Henry are walking
I've got
or something.
some. I'll send you some.
Yes, please.
I have a couple of it filling up my buckets in my backyard. And then Michael's been getting a ton of rain where he works because it's a bit more close to the mountains.
Yep.
A lot.
Oh, yeah. Please send them. I'll post them up on our Instagram. So Jenna stayed here last night.
It was enthralling and exciting.
Yes, it always is. But you had an animal encounter, aside from my animals.
I did, and that just reminded me, I have a running quote unquote book going in my mind called Life in Lists.
I know.
And so I've had plenty of odd animal encounters, but it sparked my mind last night to add that as a list.
That's
Weird animal encounters.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Number one, that time the mouse was on the toad at our friend Fred's house. I'll tell you later.
I feel like maybe I've heard that. I can't.
There's not much to tell. I just went outside at his house and on what would be considered like a dog run.
And there was a mouse on a toad.
There was a teeny mouse on a big fat toad just sitting there.
I love that.
And
my
I
favorite.
have witnesses, so it wasn't just my mind.
What about the mouse under Mark's fridge that was
That was a
living
good
in his
one.
house?
That was a good one.
For so long. And
Yep.
I don't know if we ever told this story. When I lost...
Did you ever tell
No,
Mark?
Michael did. Michael told him.
Of course he did, see?
I was like living at Mark's house, basically. I still had my house, but I was trying to save money on electrical and stuff like that after cavalry. And so I was living at his house. He was gone all day and I would work all day. And the dogs would sleep because there's no real backyard there. And one day I was sitting at my computer and I have a perfect view of the refrigerator in the kitchen. And I like out of the corner of my eye, see something dart. I was like, oh my God, what was that? And so I just sat there real quietly and watched. And then I see it. And a mouse just like ran across the kitchen and then ran across the kitchen again. And then I looked up at one point and he's poking his cute little face and giant ears out from under the fridge. And I took a picture and sent it to Jenna. And I was like, don't tell Mark because he'll kill it.
But I did the next best thing and told Michael.
But Michael kept it quiet for a while because I was there for a while. Mark did not know for so long. And then one day Mark texted me and he was like, did you know there's a mouse in my house? I don't think Michael told him that it was from me.
He didn't.
Yeah.
But he said there's something about a mouse. He brought the
sent
topic
the picture.
up.
He sent the
That's
picture
right.
to Mark. Mark's like, do you know there's a mouse in my house? And I was like, no. That's
so maybe Mark doesn't know.
crazy. No, then he told me he was going to put traps out. And then I said, I know about the mouse.
okay.
And you can't do that. And I bought safe traps for him.
That actually worked out okay.
Yeah, it worked out fine.
Did he safe trap the mouse?
He tried. He put the traps out.
But he never got it. Good for the mouse.
Yeah, I don't know. Mouse went away. Yeah, those are two good animal encounters.
So the purpose we brought this up was
Your animal encounter.
the
last
javelina.
night.
Yeah, last night the dogs were sniffing, barking for 5 minutes, and I was showing them all around the house. Nothing's here. Nothing's happening. Everything's fine. It was like 10 o'clock at night. I took the dogs into the backyard. No one's here.
Right.
Everything's quiet and calm after the storm, literally. Because they were just yapping, barking, and just high energy and taking them all around. And then I take them to the front door. Here's our last place to look, guys. Everything's fine. Open the front door. Margot has like a screen door beyond the front door. Open the front door, and there's the hugest javelina right up to the screen. This is really kind of falling flat, but because I've told it so many times.
No,
probably.
it's not. But like, what's you have to. I don't think a lot of people know what a javelina is.
Kind of looks like a warthog.
Yes.
Mixed, like big, but well, okay, what's big? The size of this one was big. So like technically, I'd say a javelina. I'd equate it to like Izzy size if she were here. Mm-hmm. This one was double.
Yeah.
It was huge, and it's fur, which is kind of like, looks like a porcupine.
Yes, that's what I was just going to say.
I don't think it's as tough.
No, it's not as bristly as
but it
that.
looks like one. It can stick
like
up.
boar's hair.
Yeah, and it sticks up. It was right at the screen, and it saw us, and we made eye contact, and it ran, and then the dogs proceeded to freak the fuck out for 25 minutes
They've
after.
never, well, I mean, like, honestly, even in the 3 years that we've been here, we've never seen a javelina, ever. I mean, I've seen them before, but never
with your dogs.
Never with the dog, yeah.
They smelled it, though, is my guess. I don't know for sure. I couldn't ask
for
them,
sure.
But
I think that javelina has been around. They've been smelling it for days.
well, keep that screen door closed, because if that hadn't been closed,
Oh
Indiana
my
would have been.
God.
I still think the javelina would have been spooked because it wasn't expecting the door open. But
Oh, Indiana would have been out.
she would have been out the door. But if you come upon a javelina in their own environment where you don't spook them, That's, I think, where they become dangerous.
Like
aggressive.
aggressive.
Especially if they have babies,
Yeah.
Somewhere.
But how do they bite? They headbutt? Both.
I
Yeah.
think bite is your biggest enemy. They have
Teeth. Angry teeth.
Tell me the time.
9:35.
Okay. Real quick. Remember Papa's dog Tinker?
I do. Coyote got it.
Oh, Coyote. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
And Papa ran after, and they lived in the. Oh my God! This just reminded me of something. I'm sorry. So our grandparents lived in Laguna Beach,
Laguna Hills. Well, Laguna Beach, and then
Laguna Beach,
Laguna. Oh,
and
yeah.
then Leisure World.
Thank you.
Yeah, Leisure World in Laguna, which is in California, like south of LA. And they had this little dog, Tinker. It was like a little it wasn't a sausage dog. It was like a mix of something, right? Tinker was like black but tiny.
Yeah, it was something, and like a wiener dog,
He looked like a wiener dog mixed with a Doberman coloring, but very tiny.
like a mini Doberman Pinscher kind of look,
but
with
fat.
a wiener dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like you could hear me sucking through my straw just now. And our grandpa, who we called Papa, was walking him one night, and coyotes ran out and grabbed Tinker, took him up this hill that was like right across from their house. And my grandpa, who must have been 75 or 80 at the time, ran after them
and saved him.
Fought the coyotes off, got Tinker back, which is such a crazy story. And Tinker was okay.
Yep.
Lived for many years. I just said 75 or 80. And when I think of Papa, that's so old.
But then you thought of Dad.
But then I thought of Dad is 75
I just pictured
this
Dad
year.
bopping up that hill.
Oh my God, he would totally.
Yeah, and he's quite healthy, and that's why I asked Dad. He was talking to
Way
me about
youngerish
stuff,
than Papa.
and Dad thinks he created the craze around mushrooms and the benefits of mushrooms. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to take credit, but I did introduce him.
I know you did.
That's fine.
100%.
I'll never say that to him.
I know you did. It's so funny that he thinks that.
He totally does.
Yes.
And every time he comes over, Michael makes different kinds of mushrooms, by the way. But anyways, when after he left,
so
Dad
funny.
had talked about some mushroom supplement he was taking. And I asked him what it was because I got to order that.
Yeah.
He's 73,
What is it?
72. I'll show you.
Yeah.
Wasn't
he taking the Paul Stamets
he
7
was.
or whatever?
Yeah, that's great. I support that. I have
He's
that.
taking something different now. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, you have to tell me, because honestly, so me and Jenna did different Father's Day with Dad. I took Dad out to dinner one night. Jenna and Michael had Dad over the next night, and we took Dad to North, it's like an Italian restaurant here, but it was very bright and very bustling and there was a lot of people. We were sitting right by the kitchen, and I was like, oh God, Dad's gonna hate this. He's gonna be like, it's too loud, it's
He
too
likes that,
something.
though.
And Dad, I
Because
honestly,
it's every once in a while.
I thought he was for a second I thought he was checking out girls and women.
Well, he does. I've seen it.
Which, I mean, good for him, fine. But he was sitting back, and he was just watching everything happen. He was like, I like it here. It's very, it's a lot happening. And he was just I don't know. He just seemed very
Reminiscent of when he lived in New York and LA.
Yeah, he started talking about being a waiter in the Hamptons and this and that. Yeah, he told all the stories. He told a story I hadn't heard, and it's something. Oh, I think I talked about this before. He was flying in a helicopter with a Navy pilot.
He almost crashed.
Maybe
different helicopter.
I don't know. I had a lot of wine at that point. This went left, but I have something to tell you.
Okay.
So last night we had dinner with Brandon and Gia, and Gia was talking to me about her dog grooming place in LA. Anybody who lives in LA, she has a great dog grooming place called Pour La Pooch. I think it's in Beverly Hills.
Pour La Pooch.
Yeah, French, Pour. Pour
Yeah,
la,
for the dog.
Exactly. And I thought she was a dog, she had dog groomed from young. So I was telling her how at NAU I dog groomed for 3 years, and it was one of the most difficult and also awesome jobs that I ever had. It's like super physical. You don't have to deal with people, but it is very specific, like certain dog cuts, and people are very particular.
It's like dealing with
about their
people's
dogs.
children. And I'm sorry, people don't like when people equate animals to children, but people that are childless for whatever, it's their loved one. Let's say that.
So you cut that poodle wrong or that schnauzer wrong, they are very...
Or make their... Remember when I made Izzy's toenail bleed?
Oh,
If I worked at... Oh.
Yep, it's a problem. So I was kind of like ready to kind of like share that.
She's just
experience.
a business
and
owner.
she was like, no, she's like, I don't groom the dog. She's like, I think she had a friend who had this business who was trying to get rid of it, and she loves animals. She's like a super animal person, and they were like, this would be a great business for you. Like you should take it over. And she did. And so she's had it for I think 15 years
So
now.
she's the business owner, not
She doesn't groom, but she manages it. And I don't remember how exactly we got on it, but I said something about Mom having grown up in Virginia, but then LA. And I said, actually, her best friend still has a shop on Fairfax. And Gia was like, who? And I said, well, her best friend is Renee, whose partner is Michelle, and they have Catwalk on Fairfax. And she said, Renee and Michelle are two of my best customers.
Oh,
she was like, I see them like every 2 weeks, and I absolutely love them. And I was like, stop. I was like, no way.
That's awesome.
I was like, you have to talk. Like, I was like, say that, like, me and Jenna, like, that's great. I was like, she went to mom and Renee went to like middle school together, literally in LA.
Also, this brings it back. The last time we recorded, I think for some reason, or maybe before we got press record, I was saying I'd like you, or I should contact Renee or Michelle, because they were taking videos at my wedding, of which I don't have.
Oh, we should.
I mean, that aside, remember I wrote it on your thing for a while. Big video.
I walked by the other day and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta get my phone out.
So
Whatever.
these are synchronicities, you guys. Keep noticing. Keep
that,
noticing.
I mean, like, that was just
that's cool.
Very like, the only reason I know Gia is through Brandon, who I met from Cavalry while I was living in Georgia.
Yep.
Mom went. I mean, it's just all very.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Very, very interesting.
Synchronistic.
Yeah, really is. All right, before we wrap up this bonus, God, I'm so warm. Oh, so this is, I was going to say, I have one more, before we wrap up this bonus, I saved a few article things I found. So I thought you would find this interesting, because one of Jenna and my, we've read several, I'm sure more than several, a handful of the same books, because we both like to read.
Verity,
that's a good one. But this is, there's a book that we both read in Greece, Out.
Are they making a movie?
I wish.
That's still, I'm sure I've read better books, but it sticks with me.
I know what it is, because that was when I first started at Cavalry. I was like talking to Jason. I was like, what can I do to, like, I want to, like, impress? And like, and he was like, well, come with ideas, like come with things that you think should be a movie or whatever. Book. And so I brought that up one day, and this woman was working there, Jen, at the time. She left quickly, but they looked it up, and Alex looked it up and said someone has purchased the rights, so it's been optioned to make a movie,
which means no one else can purchase them
for the time being, and nothing has been done with it, which is such a fucking bummer, because it's a great book.
It is.
And it would make a great
movie.
Would.
I am as long
like
done well.
It.
To me, it feels like it would be like how Girl on the Train was such a good fucking book.
Yes.
It was almost as good of a movie, not as good. Everyone knows books tend to be better than movies, but that's how Out falls in my mind.
Yep, totally. And so this fact that I'm going to read you.
Okay.
Reminded me of Out. So it says, in Japan, johatsu, the word johatsu, refers to people who disappear due to pressures like failed marriages, debt, and job loss. They abandon their lives and live anonymously, completely off the grid. And there are specialized companies called night movers that assist them in vanishing completely.
I love that fact. And it makes me think of so many things.
Okay, first of all, now I think, what a amazing, like, that just two sentences are such
that's
an
a
incredible jumping off point for a book or a movie.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Night mover. That's what it could be called.
Night movers is what it nobody steal that idea. That's such a good idea.
Say it one more time, please.
I'm going to send it to you. Yeah. In Japan, Johatsu, Johatsu. Johatsu refers to people who disappear due to pressures like failed marriages, debt, and job loss. They abandon their lives and live anonymously off the grid, and specialized companies called night movers assist them in vanishing completely.
Getting them a new name, social security, passport.
Totally.
Also, I have to imagine, and this is
I'll send it to you.
kind of trigger warning, I guess. Johatsus, those who are looking to go off the grid because of life circumstance pressure, right?
Sure.
They end up in that suicide forest, some of them.
As I was reading that the second time, I thought they made a movie about that, right? And this feels.
I don't know there's a movie about the suicide forest. I just know
There's
about.
definitely a documentary.
Oh, I just know about you know about it, obviously. Who cares how you know? Just type in suicide forest.
There's somebody. I made that face because someone famous goes there.
Yeah,
and
they defamed it. If it's the guy the stupid, I'm sorry, I know you like him or did, the YouTuber that became the MMA fighter, him and his brother went there and had to apologize.
That's not it, but I did hear
that.
I did hear about that. That was.
They came upon someone.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. They're stupid. They were at the time stupid YouTubers, and they came upon. I didn't watch it all, but they came upon a body.
I didn't know that.
I mean, I'm not taking like a stance on it. It was a bit cringy, but suicide forest. Wow. I guess I could be cringy right now too.
No, that's.
I
I thought for some reason I thought it was like this is incorrect, but I thought it was like Matthew McConaughey, like some famous actor goes there and respectfully,
sure,
like explores
Maybe.
and learns about it. I can't.
I know I've never
find
seen that.
anything about it now.
But you can find something about suicide forest.
Oh, plenty. I just can't find what I'm talking about.
Even just look at a photo.
Yeah, it's.
I get maybe if we didn't know what it was, it still holds a weird energy, doesn't it?
All I can see is Logan Paul is making a documentary about the suicide forest, and that really.
Yeah, it takes from it.
And it does. It really does.
Yep. Even
like
beyond his fact of being a little I can get over that. I don't care. Whatever. Go home.
There are so many people that could make a better, like really respectfully.
He wasn't even. He was
place.
just trying to kind of exploit his fame with it, and that's fine. But the fact that you're looking up this incredibly dark, heavy, interesting place, and he comes up every single time.
Yeah, it's really
that
annoying.
bothers me.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not saying he's so awful, but like, right?
No, I
Oh,
completely
gosh.
agree. Completely agree.
It's so eerie.
Wow.
Okay.
Dude, that's night movers. We're going to make that there.
Ooh, it sounds too much close to night crawlers, but we'll tweak it.
Night movers.
Yeah, that's
such
cool.
an
I wrote it down.
Interesting idea.
Yeah. Also, that tells you something. Just like, have you heard the
That life is so hard.
well, duh. I mean, yes. And the rates of, I think it was Japanese individuals having babies sure is down, which good for them because they used to have to put a cap on it, right?
Right.
But having sex, young people having
is
sex
down?
is super down.
Because of stress.
Stress equates to depression, isolation, social, there's so many factors I'm not going to pretend to understand, but also I believe, again, and someone's going to say I'm so wrong, which I could be, I think like Japan has one of the highest suicide rates beyond the suicide forest,
That
right?
makes sense.
Yeah. Well, happy Sunday.
I have a couple uplifting ones.
Okay, let's move on.
Well, I'll post this, but this picture, again, everything that's cute and fat reminds me of Izzy. So obviously this picture reminds me of Izzy. But extremely rare ginger albino fur seal pup. Happens 1 in every 100,000.
Yeah, that sounds like Izzy.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, but that actually, okay, you have to, oh my God, you have to post this. Okay, yes. So I like how it's amongst also fur seal pup.
that what they really
look at all of them.
I know.
They're amazing. They look like house pets and seals.
I know.
Also, the albino is pretty orange.
Yeah, ginger.
Oh my
ginger
God,
albino.
yeah. It's so cute. I don't know what. It doesn't actually remind me of Izzy, and a lot of things do. It reminds me of, I don't know, weird.
They look like little puppies.
Wait, can I see that again?
Yes.
Blue eyes.
Yes.
It looks like a cat, a
Oh my God,
rat,
so
a puppy,
weird.
and a seal. A cat, a rat, a puppy, and a seal.
So cute. I will have to post a picture because it means nothing to
Yeah,
people.
people are
All right,
like,
here's a
okay.
heartwarming story that maybe I don't know if you've heard. Let's see. I have two. Well, this is not heartwarming. I think this is cool.
Oh.
In Denmark, the men's soccer team refused a pay raise. They were offered a pay raise, and they refused a pay raise so that the women's soccer team in Denmark could get equal pay.
Wow, Denmark. Also, do they call it soccer or football there?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. That's
'Cause all
not
it
the
says
point
is
of-
the men's team.
Right. Okay. Wow. Well,
It says the men's refusal has allowed the women's team to receive equal basic pay. A 15% decrease in the men's team insurance coverage allowed them to upgrade the women's team coverage by 50%.
okay. Well,
Which is like, a part of me feels like, why am I applauding that? That should just be
well, right. But you live in here, America.
life, real life.
Well, America, because they're in real life too. So if that's true, and I imagine it is, you're noting it because that wouldn't.
happen here. There's no
My
way that would
best
happen here.
guess is it wouldn't happen here.
It would not happen here. I found another post, I'm not going to be able to find it right now, where it said the top 10 highest paid athletes in the world, and obviously every single one is a man.
Well, yeah. Well,
Every single
okay,
one.
now we could get into a deep dive about that.
I know.
Let me just say one
Trying to
more
see if I
thing
can
about
find
that
it.
Denmark thing.
Yeah.
Now, maybe this doesn't apply to these athletes in Denmark and their Danish wives.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine some wives would say, why are you giving up your pet? Or some spouses, it doesn't need to be wives, would say, why are you giving... That I totally support it. I'm just kind of
No.
playing devil's
Totally.
side advocate.
Yeah. Why are you giving up your pay so that a bunch of
Yeah.
other people can have
Yeah.
equal pay?
Also, maybe they're not because they have plenty of money. Although Denmark football / soccer, whatever. Wait, can I see the picture? Or you went away?
No, I have it.
Was it football? Was it a ball on the floor?
I mean, that's soccer. That's got to be soccer.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I wonder if they call it football there. That's all.
I don't know.
Okay.
Cool, though. All right.
Yeah,
this
really
is-
nice.
Okay, this is going to be more for a poster people. Look, life-size dog beds for humans.
It's weird. Okay. Also, that looks like a life-size amazing bed for a human, whether they have a dog or not.
I know, but I want one.
Well, yeah, and I'd say get one whether you have a dog or not. That reminds me of
cool.
something, but I won't look into it now.
So cool. All right, here's my I'll leave you with this story. During a 155-mile ultra marathon, Dion Leonard was joined by an unexpected running partner, a small, determined stray dog. She ran with him for 77 miles over the course of the 7-day race, and during that, the two formed an incredible bond. It wasn't easy for Dion to give the dog, Dion is the dude, give the dog, who I guess he named Gobi, the life that she deserved, and he went to extreme lengths to make sure that it happened. It says there's a lot of amazing details to this story, but he also wrote a book about it. And like, this is that little dog running with, he just like came upon him running this race.
Where did he start the race?
I don't know.
Oh my God, that's a huge aspect that I actually need to know, but that's awesome.
Then that dog is so
Well, then does
cute.
I imagine he adopted the dog.
Yes.
Also, see, now I want to put down the recording device because I have so many
Australian, British endurance athlete. Dion
Okay.
Leonard is an ultra marathon runner.
Good.
And he wrote a book called Finding Gobi. And it's the memoir of his dog, Gobi, who ran the 77 miles of the race with him across the Gobi Desert.
That's awesome. Where's the Gobi Desert? Africa.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, no, I was testing you.
Oh.
I'm not 100% sure. So I just said that to try. I think I'm right, but I
think
could
you
be
are,
totally
too.
wrong. Also, you said 77.
You're totally wrong.
Okay, where is it?
Asia.
Perfect.
Oh man, it's
I-
in northern China and southern Mongolia. It's the 6th largest desert in the world. That's fine.
Behind the Sahara, and then
It's okay that we didn't know that.
oh,
I feel fine about it.
either I feel bad about it, and it's still fine because I
Yeah.
didn't know it. It's interesting though because you said one of my first thoughts, and this is so shitty. You said 77 miles in 7 days, and I'm all, well, that's only a cute old man dog.
Oh my god,
That's only 11 miles a day.
Right, it's 155 miles.
It's insane.
race.
I'm like shitting on myself for thinking that. It's but I literally did that quick math, and I'm all.
Anybody could
It's
do
only
that.
basically 10
No,
miles a
it
day.
was a 155 mile race. This dog just jumped in at the last 77 miles, I believe.
Good for Gobi.
Yeah, and so he's written a book about it, and it also became a children's book. And like,
I wonder, did you say where he linked up with, where Gobi linked up with him?
he didn't. I think that probably I'd have to.
Someone in, where'd you say? Mongolia or somewhere in China?
It's China.
Someone's sitting watching this, or they
They're
were,
like,
and they're
"That's
all,
my
that's,
dog."
damn it. Gobi's mine.
I mean, that is really just
That's awesome.
so cool. I think that's really cool.
I have to make a note to show you something else.
Usually, a story like that would make me sad, but I think that was sweet.
What do you think's happening outside?
Oh, it's getting dark. Jenna today, when she came over, she was like, "It's gonna rain," and I'm like looking outside, like, I don't know. And I looked at my weather app, and it didn't really say much about rain. But Jenna does have like a pretty innate way to, like, you say it's gonna rain, and I tend to believe you.
And if it rains, it's only 3:45. If it rains before 5, I'm still on track. Not even later than I thought.
Yeah, I think that you're right. I think it's looking overcast, and I definitely thought it was not going to rain.
Sometimes the lack of clouds, you got to feel the
Yeah, see,
heat,
you go by
heat.
That's
the
right.
humidity.
That's right.
If it's super hot, and typically it doesn't rain 2 days in a row, but well, we'll see. No
We'll see.
expectations yet.
We shall see.
Well, I guess let's record the episode.
Yeah, let's record the actual episode. So we'll sign off of this and say bye-bye. And thank you for listening, and happy Monday. And tune in tomorrow for our all new core team episode.
That's right. And happy summer, because 2 days ago was the
Solstice.
We're going to have to cut that.
Longest day of the year.
Hottest, longest.
That's the day I had therapy, because she was like,
Happy solstice.
she was like, today's the solstice.
and it was also a full moon, I think.
It was really funny because she said, today's the solstice. And she said, I don't want you to think that I'm like too woo-woo, but I think that a lot can happen on this day. It's a good day. She said she was like, I think it's a good day to let go of things and look forward. And, you know, I was struggling with like job stuff. And she was like, so maybe, she said, are you allowed to burn a fire in Arizona? And I was like, yeah, I have a fire pit in my backyard. And she was like, maybe it would be a good day to like write down some things that you've been kind of
holding on to,
and you're ready to just not let them hold you
but
back
you
anymore.
didn't do that.
And
we should
burn
do that.
them. I wrote them down, but I didn't burn them.
Well, you could burn them, like, you don't have to have a
I
fire
could burn them in the
pit.
fireplace.
Well, you could burn them in a bowl.
Yeah, that's
Set them
right.
on fire. You know,
Yeah.
like, you can burn them in a bowl. Oh, I like that. It was also a full moon, I believe, or the next night was going to be a full moon.
Your crystals.
Yeah, but I was going to say, before I moved that huge thing in, I did an oracle card reading.
Oh, what did it say?
Well, they're your oracle cards. So it's kind of, I'm new to them. I'll show you.
Oh,
It was,
interesting. I like that. Oh, from that cabinet.
yeah, just, there's 2 packs.
Yeah,
and
there's
I
a
picked
bunch.
the first one.
I was really into that. Every morning, that's how I would start my days. I'd pick one and just like have that be like my intention for the day.
Anyways,
Okay, so we'll say goodbye.
bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Death by Southwest is hosted by Jenna Schneider and Margot Carmichael.
Executive produced by Margot Carmichael.
Produced by Jenna Schneider.
Audio editing and sound design by Margot Carmichael.
Music by Soundstripe.
And a special thanks to Edward R. Murrow for letting us borrow his famous sign-off phrase, "Good night and good luck."